Hey everybody, this is Sean. I'm your late life entrepreneur. Today I want to talk about 4 things: consistency, Kenya, marketing, and Waypoint. First topic, consistency. So it's been about a week, maybe even 8 days since my last posting here. And I find that I'm so busy with so many tasks that I just don't have time to juggle in everything. And it's probably an excuse, it's probably a bit of reality, but it's just that way. There's just so much going on. But I've come up with this idea about consistency. Now, it's probably not an idea. Everybody knows consistency is a key. But I want to give you a little anecdote about how it really finally set into my mind at 56. You know, I like to train in jiu-jitsu. And last week I was on the mat and the instructor was teaching a move, and there was a black belt helping him. And then I was looking at that guy who was a black belt, and then I looked around at some of the other black belts, and I was looking at them and I was thinking, you know, those guys really aren't all that much stronger, faster, smarter, more fit than the other people. You know, why are they black belts and the other ones aren't? How did they get there? And you know, I think what I realized was it's probably 95% of it is just turning up all the time, right? You can have some outliers. Some guys are physical beasts. Some guys are really fast. Some guys are young. Some guys spend a lot of time in private lessons. Whatever it is, those are outlier facts. I think what hit me then is probably with these guys that were holding the black belt, they probably started with 1,000 other guys like them. And probably 999 gave up along the way because it was too hard, because it was humiliating, the beat downs, whatever. Other people gave up, but they just kept going. So I think that, you know, it came to my realization that, you know, consistency in jiu-jitsu, in everything, is probably the number one driving factor. So, brings me back to making these videos, right? They're not great. I'm still in the awkward phase. I have very few followers. But if it's ever going to be a channel that has any importance or following, I have to go through this stage. I have to go through this suck phase, just like in jiu-jitsu. And I have to just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So that's to consistency. In jiu-jitsu, in business, in videos, and making a channel, you know, I'm going to put 95% of the value on just showing up, doing it again and again. All right, that's consistency. Next point is Kenya. A couple videos ago, I posted from Kenya. I'd been down there for 12 days, seeing if there was business there, like people were saying that there is a lot of things to do. Interesting note is I wasn't home 3 days, and somebody contacted me, said, I saw you posted from Kenya, I see what you're doing there. I have a client that's looking for. So there's a possibility, today I have another meeting on it, that we have a client mandate to put a company together with a distributor in Kenya. And if that would take shape after one visit, it would be an amazing thing. So no holding my breath, but I'm very pleased that I put in the effort. I went there, I looked around, I met with a lot of people. You know, I wasn't just sitting around, I was meeting with a lot of people. And it's possible that already is bearing some fruit. And next point is marketing. So, you know, I run yourplaceineurope.com. It's a concierge advisory service for wealthy people that want to move to Europe. I've done everything I can, I think, to put in a structure in place, a business, a model, consulting packages. I've written a book. I've done everything I can to make that a viable business. There's one thing that I underestimated, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this before, and that is marketing and promotion. I didn't really understand the total importance of marketing. So, here's just an example of how my brain has been more activated. You know, I put a lot of emphasis on going through this late life entrepreneurship, what it means for me to develop as a person. It's not only about money and financial success. It really put a lot of weight onto what it does to me as a person. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I know everything there is to know about this business of relocation. What I don't know is marketing. So how am I going to get around that? So I started to read about it and learn about it and everything, but I kind of realized I don't have the capacity or the desire to learn everything there is to know about marketing. You know, I am a lawyer, I'm a CFA, I'm an advisor. I don't know this stuff. So my brain kind of went to work on it, and I decided, or I came up with the idea of engaging an external to do all the marketing, all the promotion of yourplaceineurope.com. Now, the tough spot is without clients, I don't have the cash flow to pay a person, and I need more customers to get cash flow. So, what do? Do I sell something and pay somebody? Well, I came up with a different idea, and there's been some resonance. I've been talking to about 4, 5, 6 people, good people who are keen on this, and the idea is, you know, I don't know what a typical marketing spend is from a company. Let's say it's 15%. My idea is to take somebody who's really good, let's say as close as I can get to Gary Vee as possible, and say to that person, and this is what I've been saying to these people, look, it's all on an incentive basis. You dedicate what you think is the right amount to getting your place in Europe out there in the public so it has customers. What is that? 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a week, maybe more, I don't know. But from whatever comes in, you get roughly 32% of the revenue. So I sell a package called the quarterback package, 6,000 USD. The person would get about 1,850. And since I'm convinced that the market is there, and statistics show me the market is there, it's just a matter of getting the marketing message out. If I grow, that person grows. If your place in Europe earns, that person earns. And the idea is to be like married together. So I'm handling all the customer side. This person's handling all the marketing promotion side. So we grow together, we develop together. If with his marketing eye, he says, look, I think you should do this and this differently, I listen, implement, we test, and you know, we both have skin in the game. This is something that I hope works. Obviously, I hope it works, but I think it could be an interesting model. The person earns a lot more money if it works out. I get positive cash flow, and then there's an opportunity to grow together. So today I have 2 more calls with people on this. I've already had 3 interviews, and then I have a standard set of questions I put out. Today I have 2 more interviews. Then people will get that standard set of questions, and by next week, I hope to be in a position to choose one person and then put all my effort into working with that person to make the marketing a success. By the way, next week, Thursday, I'll be going to my boat in France, and I'll be navigating the canals, the Canal de Vosges, and then also working from the boat for 10 days. So there might be some interesting videos there. Point 4 is Waypoint. Now that your place in Europe has been structured, and I need this marketing person to get me the clients, I feel that there's really not that much more I can do right now. So, I have capacity to be an advisor, and I launched a second business called Waypoint Global Advisors, and I have an associate in Julia who's very, very good, and the idea is to offer global consulting in the areas of legal, finance, and strategy, in a wide spectrum of business. The idea is to cast the net wide and see what kind of clients come in, and then later on specify. So I did a website again. Now I have a website designer. I don't have to look for anybody else. Bonus, I didn't have to think about it. I knew it works platform. Here's the designer. Here are the parameters. Do it this many hours. She did it. It's a very small thing, but it shows how much further along I am after just 5 months. You know, originally, what did I do 5 months ago? I did this big, heavy WordPress site that I couldn't manage, spent a lot of money on it. It was a total waste of time. Now all I need is a landing page that has basic information, contact information, fill out a form. I need to post on LinkedIn. So all that stumbling I did in the first part, I could completely avoid that. One little example of what it means to be an entrepreneur, and then to know, you know, not to make all the first mistakes twice. So Waypoint Global Advisors. It's casting its net wide now for clients. It's going to offer this global consulting service. The nice thing about us is we have everything under one house. Most consultants, when it comes to legal, they have to go external, put somebody in. We have all that in-house. So that's what's going on now. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been an amazing learning phase, as always. A lot of good things happening. And Alex Hormozy said something yesterday I listened to. He said, if you can put up with sucking at something for 1 year, but you keep doing it, within a year, most likely you're going to be better than almost everybody else at it. So I guess I'm sucking less every day at setting up a company and becoming an entrepreneur. So I'll keep you apprised of that. I hope you enjoyed this. Late Life Entrepreneur out.